Welcome to Soulful Jewish Living, Mindful Practices for Every Day, with me, Josh Fagelson. I'm grateful you're here, and I hope you benefit from our time together. A couple of years ago, my family took a winter vacation trip to Europe. We were all excited to visit some of our family who lives there and to see the sights. But about 30 minutes after our plane took off, the captain came on. "Folks," he said, "one of the generators has gone out, and I'm not going to fly you across the Atlantic that way, so we're going to go back to Chicago and get you another plane." By the time everyone landed, deplaned, unloaded the luggage, changed gates, reloaded the luggage, and reboarded, the crew had already spent too much time working, so another crew had to be brought in. Oh, and it was Christmas. And like many other people on the flight, we had a connection for which we were now many hours late. Naturally, anxiety was on the rise. How would we make our connection? Could we get rerouted? Did our luggage make it? It was Thursday, so we were also wondering if we'd make it in time for Shabbat. So many unknowns. Maybe it was because I really do have a daily meditation practice, or maybe I was just in the zone. But whatever it was, I found myself basically as cool as a cucumber. So much so that my son said to me, "Geez, Abba, that mindfulness stuff really seems to work." Long story short, we got rebooked, we made it to Europe, and our luggage got there 24 hours later. Aside from being a little stinky, no harm done. I share this story because we're starting a new season of Soulful Jewish Living and a new series on living mindfully in the midst of uncertainty and the anxiety that often comes with it. I don't think it's just me who feels like this is a timely topic, but hey, if you've figured it out, write in and let me know so we can interview you. It kind of goes without saying that many of us feel like we're living with a boatload of uncertainty these days. Wars, politics, AI, the weather, gas prices, so much feels uncertain. As my mother would say, it's hard to make plans. But our brains want to make plans because the human brain is essentially a prediction machine. Its primary job is to minimize surprise or uncertainty, a state scientists often refer to as high entropy. When we can't predict the outcome of a situation, our brain enters a state of hypervigilance. The amygdala, our internal alarm system, starts firing, and the prefrontal cortex, the logic center, goes into overdrive, trying to map out every possible scenario. This process consumes a massive amount of metabolic energy, which is why not knowing feels so physically and mentally exhausting. One famous study showed that people had higher stress levels when they had a 50% chance of receiving an electric shock than when they knew for certain that they would receive one. We'd just rather know what's coming than deal with not knowing. This is where that mindfulness stuff my son mentioned comes into play. Meditation doesn't necessarily stop the amygdala from firing, but it does improve communication between the different parts of the brain. Essentially, it trains the brain to stay grounded even when the alarm is going off. It allows us to acknowledge the uncertainty without letting the prediction machine spiral into a worst-case scenario. It helps us learn to sit in the airport, stinky and late, and tell our nervous system, "I am safe in this moment, even if I don't know what the next one holds." This is where our biological understanding of stress meets a profound spiritual technology. 4 Hebrew words from Psalm 16, verse 8. Shiviti Hashem L'negdi Tamid. I talked about this verse a bit in an earlier episode, but here's a refresher. If you walk into an old synagogue, you'll often see a beautiful, intricate piece of art hanging on the wall or placed near the podium. It usually features the word Shiviti, the first word of the verse. Here's the full translation. I have placed the infinite before me always. Historically, this wasn't just a nice sentiment. It was a visual tool. People would focus on this word to anchor their wandering minds, using it as a kind of North Star during times of prayer or personal crisis. When our internal prediction map is flickering and failing due to life's chaos, Shiviti offers a permanent, unchanging landmark to anchor that map. By consciously placing a sense of the divine or an unchanging presence in our field of vision, we aren't just thinking a holy thought. We're signaling to our brain's alarm system that there is a constant underlying order, even when the surface is messy. We move from the frantic energy of what will happen to the grounded stability of how can I be whole as it happens. It transforms the empty space of the unknown into a space filled with a presence that is tamid, always and enduring. At moments of uncertainty, when we feel our anxiety rising, it can be a really helpful and powerful thing. Here's a way to practice it in the airport, in a doctor's waiting room, or sitting in your kitchen, anytime you're feeling the creep of anxiety. First, find a comfortable seat or posture that's good for you. Direct your gaze inward. If it's available to you and you feel safe doing so, close your eyes. Take a few good, deep breaths. Let your body arrive. Let your mind settle. With each exhalation, bring a little more relaxation to your body and mind. Now, notice if you sense any tightness in your chest or buzzing in your head. In particular, notice if your mind starts to worry or plan. This very well may simply be your prediction machine doing its job, trying to protect you by solving the future. And with a lot of compassion, you might silently say to your thinking mind, "Thank you for trying to keep me safe, but we don't need to solve the future right now. Let's just be here, with this breath, in this body, in this moment." Now imagine that Shiviti plaque, or simply visualize a steady, unchanging light sitting right at the center of your field of vision. This is your constant in an equation of variables. As you inhale, imagine the volume knob on your brain's alarm system turning down. You don't have to turn it off, just lower the gain. And for the next 3 breaths, let the not knowing exist. Don't push it away, but don't lean into it. Just sit in the space between the breath you just took and the one that hasn't arrived yet. Gently whisper or think the words, "I am here. The infinite is here." And that's enough for this moment. So much of the time, the world can feel like it's spinning far beyond our control. By practicing with this Shiviti, we can try to slow it down a little bit and remember how connected, grounded, and supported we really are. Blessings for the journey. Know that I'm on it with you. Thank you for joining us for Soulful Jewish Living, Mindful Practices for Every Day, a production of Unpacked, a brand of Open Door Media, and the Institute for Jewish Spirituality. This episode is sponsored by Jonathan and Corey Califer and the Somerset Patriots, the Bridgewater, New Jersey-based AA affiliate of the New York Yankees. If you like this show, subscribe, share this episode with a friend, and give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Check out our website, unpacked.media, for everything Unpacked related, and subscribe to our other podcasts. And check out the Institute for Jewish Spirituality. Most importantly, be in touch about what you heard today, what you'd like to hear more about, or to dedicate an episode. Write to me at josh@unpacked.media. This episode was hosted by me, Rabbi Josh Fagelson. Audio was edited by Rob Pera, and were produced by Rivki Stern. Thanks for joining us.